Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the weekly pop culture wrap-up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies, and with all the big announcements over the last 2 weeks, we don't really have too much to get into today, but let's go ahead and get into it with some comic book news. First of all, from the rumor mill. Remember Convergence? Well, Bleeding Cool is reporting that they're hearing rumors and swirlings that DC in 2020 is going to do another Convergence type event. And what I mean is not an event like Convergence, but an idea like Convergence. The idea of Convergence basically was that DC, when they moved from New York to LA, they needed about 2 months for editorial to make the move and keep things flowing with the publishing schedule. So they brought in other teams of editors and writers, and they got together and they created the Convergence event to fit that 2-month period, right? Now, the Convergence event has become a minor crisis since, but its original inception, I believe, was not really meant to really do anything super crazy, except for maybe paved the way for bringing back the OG Superman, and not even the OG Superman, the post-crisis Superman, the John Byrne one, anyway. But the idea is that DC is going to do another 2-month break in their editorial schedule, and this time not to help them with the move, but to help them kind of get caught up. Apparently things at DC's always had a reputation of being a very timely comic. That's kind of funny. Anyway, but being always on time. Most of their books have been very consistently on time, right? Things are starting to get a little bit up to the neck. Do you get what I'm saying? They're treading water a little too much there. Maybe they need a little bit more space. This is just rumors, okay? But the rumors are that they're going to be doing another 2-month stopgap type thing in 2020. It's going to give editorial and creative teams a 2-month leeway. Therefore, more things can come through, and they won't have like bat penises show up, and they won't have the wrong colored skin on a new member of the Legion of Superheroes or something like that, right? So this is just a rumor. It's just an idea. But, you know, let's talk about it. So this is something that may happen. Bleeding Cool, you know, lots of thoughts about them. I personally really like Rich Johnston and what he does with him and the staff over at Bleeding Cool. So a lot of what they say kind of happens. I'm just going to say, like, they kind of know what they're talking about. Tommy Gun Wizards, which is a Dark Horse comic book. It's written by Christian Ward with artwork by Sammy Cavella. I absolutely love it. It's like Elliot Ness, but instead of the prohibition of alcohol, it's the prohibition of magic, right? We've really been enjoying it here on the channel, here in the studio, really liking it. Something has happened. It's caused the book to change its name. Its new name is Machine Gun Wizards. So actually for issue number 4, they're actually going to put a wooden plank over Tommy Gun, so you can't even see it. It's going to be a little bit obscured. But if you're following Tommy Gun Wizards, do be aware that it has changed to Machine Gun Wizards. Probably very much similar to a situation like Dead Rabbit, some kind of copyright or patent or trademark or something like that, if I had to guess. Tommy Gun Wizards, it's a shame though, because Tommy Gun Wizards is an excellent title, and a better title than Machine Gun Wizards. However, you do what you got to do. However, if you haven't checked out the book, I highly encourage you to do so. You can find it in print right now, but you can't find it digitally, because since all of this, they've pulled it off of the digital market. The Into the Spider-Verse was probably the best Spider-Man movie ever. The official sequel announcement date has happened, April 8th, 2022. Man, that's over 2 years away. Of course, it's animation, right? It probably took a long time for them to get that movie looking as fresh and cool and unique as it actually does. So if you really look at the spacing of sequels of animated films, it actually is kind of just a little bit short. So, you know, kind of getting into it, but it's still going to be a ways off. But Into the Spider-Verse, seriously, one of the best Spider-Man movies out there, if not the best. Peyton Reed has signed on to do Ant-Man 3. That's right. And why I am so excited about this news is not just because we get a new Ant-Man movie. And the first Ant-Man movie by Peyton Reed I thought was okay. But the second one, Ant-Man and the Wasp, I really did like that movie. I thought it really kind of ironed a lot of its kinks out, really got the flow right, the pacing, the characterizations. Paul Rudd is amazing as the character of Scott Lang. So really excited about a third one, and more excited the fact that it's Peyton Reed. Peyton Reed, like I said, did an okay job with the first movie, but granted, that movie had been in development for a long time, and lots of hands, lots of cooks in the kitchen, if you will. The second one, really I liked. But Peyton Reed was really wanting to do a Fantastic Four movie, and this makes me think now that he didn't get that gig. And nothing against Peyton Reed, I don't want him to do a Fantastic Four movie. I want someone with a bigger cinematic science fiction scope involved. He would never do it, but could we get Christopher Nolan? Wouldn't that be cool? Anyway, Peyton Reed doing Ant-Man 3, so Ant-Man 3 is confirmed and official. Star Wars. There was going to be a series of movies by David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. They were the creators, executive producers or whatever of Game of Thrones. That's done. It's done. Creative differences. The creative team walked away. They said, we're not going to do it. Apparently, they wanted to explore where the Jedi came from. Maybe that's the root of the disagreement with Lucasfilm. Who knows? But if you were excited for that, that sucks. It's not going to happen. So there you go. And Hocus Pocus is getting a sequel over at Disney+, and the original cast is returning. That's right. Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, the lady whose name from Sister Act, who I can never remember her name. Anyway, the original cast of those three witches, they're coming back. I hope they get some of the other cast, including the kids. Maybe they could be grown up, you know, obviously, and we could see what's going on there. Okay, let's be honest. I like Hocus Pocus, right? It's easy to not like it, but it's really good for what it is, and rewatch it. It's darker than you remember if you haven't seen it a bit. Just going to say that. Anyway, so that's really all we got for you this week. What do we got for you coming up here at PCP? Well, we do have a contest. It wrapped up last week. 5K giveaway. We will be announcing the winner of that contest Wednesday night this week. So be on the lookout for that. Wednesday night, we're announcing the winner of that contest. I may do a live stream. I may just, pull a name after work and then put the video together and drop it. Maybe we'll do a live stream or something like that. So be on the lookout. Wednesday night this week, we're revealing the winner of the 5K giveaway. Is a whole huge giant Vault Comics prize package with some extra little tidbits of funness in there. So also tonight, the live stream. That's right, tonight, Rockin Robbie Live. 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Don't forget the time change if you're in America. Do they do the time change in other countries? I have no idea. I'm completely ignorant on that. Let me know. If you don't live in the United States, do y'all do a time change at any time? Like daylight savings time, stuff like that? I'm curious. I want to know. I could just Google it. But I probably will. Anyway, let me know down below. Anyway, but join us tonight, 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time for Rockin Robbie Live. We'll be talking about last week's comic books. We'll be talking about comic books in general. We'll be talking about movies, pop culture, why we didn't review Terminator Dark Fate, and a whole lot more. And maybe I'll even show off a little bit of my Tapeworm Boy sketches that I've been working on for a story I'm planning on releasing. Very silly story I'm planning on releasing in 2020. So be here tonight, Rockin Robbie Live. Also, I'm going to open up a Man-at-Arms action figure. That's awesome. I was looking around for it. It's right there. You want to see it? That's it right there. This Man-at-Arms action figure I'm opening up tonight on the live stream. So join us, 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Peace out. Deuces. Keep on living.